Good evening, and welcome to the Legend of Zelda 80% No Up+A 2018 tournament. We have this ho-hum matchup between some guy named Darkwing Duck and some guy named Crystal Saber. I've never heard of these guys. What about you, Laz?
No. Yeah, I've never heard of him either. I've heard these things, Darkwing Duck having, a 29:01. He's got the fastest race time, and I keep hearing things about Crystal Saber being a 9 all the time. Yeah, I've never heard of these guys either. No, these two guys are two of the more established Legend of Zelda runners of all time. Darkwing Duck being very magnificent in the any percent no up and A category. He has the fastest race time, 29 minutes and 31 seconds. Crystal Saber, of course, one of the more renowned randomizer runners out there. Really good matchup. This is a 3-in-1 showdown.
Laz, how do you expect Darkwing Duck to use that B item?
That is a very interesting question. What Darkwing Duck, I think, you did there, that's a HUD clip.
Yep.
That's very, very nice. I don't think we're going to see the HUD clip, but who knows? These two might surprise us. Yeah, very strong. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, just before this race begins, you want to talk about how these guys got to this point at 3-in-1?
Absolutely. Let's look at the dockets here. Darkwing Duck in his first matchup beat Silverfire. Meanwhile, Saver in his matchup beat Lasso. Then in the second matchup, Darkwing Duck beat Amo, and Crystal Saver lost to Breasticle, who had a time of 30 minutes and 31 seconds, which is a very respectable time.
And we're off and running.
We are off and running. We have no time. Let's go.
Well, we've got just a few seconds here before we pop into level 3. So, Crystal Saber, 3-in-1, who did he face?
Okay, well, in the third matchup, let's find out who Crystal Saber beat in that third matchup. In that third matchup, he beat V Reznor, and Darkwing Duck beat Cake Sauce with his 29:31. Again, that is the fastest tournament race time that has ever been recorded here in the Legend of Zelda No Up+A tournament.
Tech type, please. Crystal Saber first into level 3. Darkwing Duck had to dodge around with the tech type. Wanted to keep on to his beam swords, which is obvious. For obvious reasons as we move along here. Let's see if these guys do top or if they're just going to go with the traditional style against the Dark Knights. Looks like Saber's doing traditional, and also so too is Darkwing Duck.
Oh, absolutely. Crystal Saber beat a BG2 in his fourth matchup. Darkwing Duck's only loss came against JSR2 Gamers. He put up a 29:52. That's how these runners got to 3-in-1. This is going to be a good matchup.
And obviously with these guys being 3 first, item management is going to be a big essential thing for these guys, holding on to their counts. Nice invincibility frames there for Darkwing to keep himself from losing his count. Crystal Saber with his paw strats.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of those paw strats come in handy for Crystal Saber. But look at all the bombs that Darkwing Duck is getting. Saber's not going to have as many bombs. Actually, he does. He got 2 bomb drops as well, so both have the maximum capacity of 8 bombs. And those bombs are going to be very important throughout the entirety of this game. We've already seen a few times, Rick, where bomb resource management in level 9 has come back to flip races upside down. So you're going to want to hold on to as many bombs as possible.
Yeah, but again, it's about item management at this stage in the run. It's trying to make sure that you're getting what you need, bombs when you need them, rupees when you need them. We're going to see that come into play throughout this entire race between these guys as they make their way over to Manhandla. We all know about Manhandla. He can destroy runs.
Yes, indeed. When you're going to level 3 first, you're starting with only the 3 hearts and the green tuning. Every time you get bopped by the Manhandla, you're going to lose 1 heart, and it's 4 hit points of damage per petal. Darkwing, the first to the Manhandla fight. Let's see if he can get that bullseye. No.
Oh, 3 bombs. And Crystal Saber's not having it any easier, but Darkwing Duck is done with his. And, Darkwing Duck got the better one because he got the bomb drop. He's got 6 bombs. Saber has 2.
And that is kind of worrisome for Saber because coming up is level 4 and you need minimum of 2 bombs in order to complete this. But the good news for both these runners is they did not take a costly death because deaths are quite the detriment, unlike in randomizer. I mean, yes, they are in randomizer, but in the any percent no up&A, deaths are really detrimental because when you die, you have to go back to the screen you took the death on and depending on where you took the death, you could lose several minutes.
Yeah, we'll clarify that rule in just a moment. We're going to see Crystal Saber building up a 10 count. Now, the issue with him is that he's going to want to have bombs with his 10 count, whereas Darkwing Duck may be going for the rupees when he gets to his 10 count.
Yeah, because the number of rupees is going to determine whether you go for the 230 rupee secrets or go for the double hundo route. Now, the double hundo route is just a little bit slower than the traditional world record route, but it shouldn't affect either of these runners in case they do fall short of the rupees they need.
Yeah, there's Darkwing getting his 5+1, so 6 rupees for him there. So he should be feeling pretty good. And right now, Crystal Saber wanting to be extremely careful because, again, he's trying to build a count. He does not want to go over on that count because he's trying to work, I believe, on a bomb drop. And there's Darkwing Duck getting a bomb drop himself to put him at 8 bombs.
Yep, forcing that 10 count because level 4, their only enemy that drops bombs is fires. Unfortunately, your wooden sword turns those fires into a couple of red keys, and they don't drop anything. So the only way you can get a bomb drop is to bomb the fires. So that's why they're going to try and build up that 10th count. 10 count, go ahead.
I'm going to say, actually, it looks like Crystal Saber's just kind of taking it easy. Got the 2 bombs, doesn't want to risk it on a bad count because you lose your bombs in level 4, you're in trouble.
Absolutely. There are 2 bomb holes that are needed in level 4, so I think Crystal Saber is indeed playing it safe. So Darkwing Duck has a little bit of a lead right now on Saber, but at this point, it is still anybody's contest.
Well, we're going to see this come into play when we get to the fire room after what is called the error key, and that's the 2 rooms from here after you come out of the rupee room.
Yeah, that's right. Error 72, that's what that room, I believe, is named after. So they're going to bomb to the north of this rupee boss instead of to the east so they can get this extra key right here.
Yeah, the major thing here is going to be that Darkwing Duck's going to be able to bomb the fires here because he will have them all close together. Now, Crystal Saber is not going to have any bombs for the fires, so he's going to have to sword them all down.
Yeah, that's right.
Beautiful
that was a nice,
bomb.
very beautiful bomb there by Darkwing Duck, and he still has full health for this Gleeok fight. You need 10 wood sword hits for the first head, 6 for the second. Each time you get hit, you're going to lose 1 heart. Let's see how Darkwing does.
Unless you get hit by the head, which is 3/8 of a heart, but we don't want to talk about that. You don't want to get hit at all. Beautiful fight against the Gleeok right there, and there's the big difference in time right there as Crystal Saber has to chase down the keys right now as he's just finally going up against Gleeok. Darkwing Duck out of level 4 at a pretty decent time.
Wait a minute, did I hear you right, Rick? 3/8 of a heart?
3/8 of a heart if you get bodied by the head of the Gleeok, but not the little things of the extensions, whatever the case is going to be here. Crystal Saber losing his beam swords.
That was still a pretty
fight.
good Gleeok. Yep, and he gets a heart drop, so his refill will be quite minimum. And yeah, 3/8 of a heart, that's... I didn't know any enemies had that kind of damage. That's interesting indeed. That's a first. I didn't know that.
That's the reason if you bump into his head, you're going to see a runner not lose any hearts the first time they get bumped. That's why, because it's 3/8. You actually did take damage, and it does count towards your fill-up, by the way. As Crystal Saber is trying to do a screen scroll here, he's going in a different direction.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to do right now, because...
Oh, he doesn't have any bombs. That's why.
Yeah, you need bombs in level 1. Yeah, that's a tough break right there. And he doesn't want to rely on the bombs from the not red moblins, but the red gorillas. And so far, these blue moblins aren't giving him anything. This is tough.
I believe he's at 5 on the global counter right now, so if he comes across the blue Octorok once after he does his world wrap, he will have a chance for some bombs. Darkwing Duck getting the bow.
Ooh, there's a path divergence. He's not going to go to level 1 next. Saber's going to go to level 2 next.
Yeah, this is what we consider routing on the fly.
So Darkwing Duck with the bow in hand, and now he is going to head east and pick up a couple of keys along the way before meeting his match against Aquamentus.
21 and 8, the numbers here for Darkwing Duck. So keep a look at his rupees. Coming out of 1 is where you need to have the rupees.
Yeah, that's right. And if you're short on rupees, you could farm off of these wall masters, which are in the money dropping group. And he does get a 5er from one of those wall masters, so that puts him at 26.
Yeah, he may be getting to that point where he's about ready to get a 5 rupee drop. So he's going to go ahead and finish off with level 1, done with it at 750. which is above his PB, but still a pretty decent run here for Darkwing Duck so far, as Crystal Saber goes into level 2.
Level 2, not that difficult. Some runners might start with level 2 to begin their speed run, the more maybe beginner players, but Saber's in level 2 right now, and it's pretty straightforward. You just go north, you pick up a few keys along the way. One thing you do want to be careful about are the red Gorilla's boomerangs. When you touch its body, you're going to lose half a heart, but when you touch its boomerang, you're going to lose a full heart. So when you're starting at level 2 first, you got to keep that in mind.
Crystal Saber trying to get the head gorilla, and it took him 4 attempts before he could get the actual head, with the one that disappears remainders.
Yeah, that's right. There's a few enemies along the way in certain dungeons. You'll typically see them here in level 2 and then again in level 6, where there is a head enemy, and when you clear that enemy, all the rest of the enemies are taken down with it.
So at 57 rupees, it'll be interesting to see if Darkwing there. No, that's just a single. That's 58 rupees. So what will Darkwing Duck? He's got to be getting close to a 5 rupee drop at this point, as long as he doesn't get bopped by an enemy.
Yeah, I think he's going to go for it right here, because he just needs a couple more rupees here. And if he is close to that, because what do we mean by a 5 rupee drop? If you kill 10 enemies in a row and you stab the 10th enemy without getting hit, and there it is, the 5
rupee.
rupee.
He just got it. And he was lucky the fact that he was able to stab and get that 5 rupee.
Yeah, because otherwise you would have been out of luck, and that's just enough rupee to purchase that blue candle as Saber picks up the Triforce in level 2.
So out of level 2, I believe Saber's going to now go to level 5. He will route level 1 at some point in this run.
Absolutely. So Darkwing Duck, a level 5, of course, one of the more difficult levels in the speed run, because there's a room we like to call the Room of Requirement. It's a room that's got 6 blue dark nuts, which have 8 hit points each, which means you're going to need 2 well-placed bombs to take down just 1 blue dark nut. So they're going to try and stack the blue dark nuts together. And each time you get bopped by them, you lose 2 hearts.
So right now, Crystal Saber is actually going to go grab the 100 here from the northeast, because he already did his world wrap. There's no reason for him to return to that portion of Hyrule where you would normally burn for the 100 secret in the speed run or in the world record route. Here, Darkwing Duck doing it with the Room of Requirement pretty solidly so far, gets the bomb drop.
Force that 10 count, because blue dark nuts are normally in the health dropping group, so he's able to get that 10 count, bomb the 10th enemy. There's your free set of bombs. Now, one thing you should know is if you bomb the 10th enemy and it's not in any drop group, like say likes, then it becomes a stored bomb. And if you stab the next enemy that drops something, provided you don't get hit, then you'll get your force bombs that way.
So I also believe at this point, because Crystal Saber had opted to grab that Northeast 100 Seeker, he's going to be doing the Red Candle route.
Yes, the red candle route indeed. What we mean by that is there is a red candle in level 7. That is the item to be found in that 33-room dungeon. And you need to have a candle in order to gain access into level 8. You can either purchase a blue candle, which is what Darkwing Duck has already done for 60 rupees, or you can grab the red candle in level 7.
Nice fairy drop there for Darkwing Duck at that point, getting him full health. And he's going to go ahead and get some bombs off the Dodongo, which is a good decision for him as we get ready to see Crystal Saber go up against the Room of Requirement.
Yeah, certainly, because bombing a Dodongo, if you can stun it, make them be frozen in place, you can stab with a sword and get a free set of bombs. So that's what you want to try to do when you're tackling a Dodongo. Let's see how Saber does in that blue dark nut room.
And he's going to use some pauser strats as well. Wow. That was close. That's why you use pause strats for Crystal Saber.
Certainly indeed. Darkwing Duck is just a couple of rooms away. Now he's up at 6 bombs. You want to have at least 7 bombs going into level 7. We have a mnemonic device here, 7 and 7. So Darkwing Duck's going to have 5 bombs, which means he may not be able to do the quick kill on Dig Dogger in level 7 if he doesn't get a
He's not going to 7 next, though.
Oh, that's right. He's going to 2 next.
Yeah, he's got to do his world wrap and heart collection.
That's funny. I've done so many races. This is actually the first one where I've seen the 5-2 as opposed to the 2-5. So yeah, he's going to 2 next. He'll have his 8 bombs by then.
Yeah, and that's the whole benefit about doing 2 after 5 is the fact that you will always have a bombs unless some disaster strikes with Dodongo. But here we go, Darkwing Duck's going to go pick up the 100 secret, and then he will go grab the ladder heart and then the raft heart, make his way over to level 5. Rather, level 2 next.
Say if we're going to grab those bombs, swipe it away from that Gibdo, and he'll continue on his way, get this key right here, and he's currently at 6 bombs, so depending on how many bombs Saber finishes with, might determine whether he plays level 1 next or level 7.
Well, I'm interested in seeing the way that Crystal Saber routes this thing, because as you pointed out, he still has to do level 1.
And he may be going to level 7 next, as he went ahead and picked up some bombs from one of the 3 Dodongos there, so he may be going for level 7 next.
I don't think he will go to 7 next, and the only reason why is because you want to get the bow, you want to get the bait you want to have the arrow into the bait going into 7, because it's a whole lot easier going into the magical sword from 7 into 6 than it is to go backtrack to get to 1.
Yeah, that very well might be the case. Darkwing Duck picking up this heart container in the raft spot. Need to have a total of 12 hearts to pick up the magical sword, which we will see a little bit later for both of our runners.
So when the routes converge, they will converge at the usual level 7. However, the other thing that Crystal Saber could be doing is a white sword.
Yeah, that is a potential opportunity there. As Crystal Saber had a very good Dig Dogger fight right there. He'll pick up his Triforce here in level 5. Meanwhile, Darkwing Duck is about to start level 2.
Yeah, this is going to be a quick path here for Darkwing Duck, and nope, Crystal Saber is not going to pick up the white sword. This would have been the time for him to do so, as he was heading out of level 5. So he is going to go over, and judging how he goes right now, he is heading to level 1.
Yep, he'll go to level 1, then he'll go to level 7, and then the paths will converge together at that point. With 171 rupees at hand, plenty of money to buy the 2 items needed, the bait and the wooden arrows, for a total of 140 rupees.
You know how Saber's going to route this, actually? And Bresticle is making a note of it here. He's going to go get the 100 off the, what is considered a randomizer as the Forgotten Spot, the spot northeast of 1.
Interesting.
Because it's going to be quite the backtrack to go back to level 4 at this point.
Ooh, Trolldongo being a little bit trolly, but Darkwing does get him on the second attempt. He now has the maximum 8 bombs again, so he has exactly the resources to optimize level 7 as he picks up his 5th Triforce piece.
Yep, and now he's going to be heading on over to level 7.
Saber currently sitting on 5 bombs and 9.5 hearts. Darkwing Duck going to make the whistle stop to level 3, which will take him to the path to level 7. Actually, level 4, because he's going to go on a shopping spree.
Yep, let's go ahead and do some shopping here for a grand total of 140 rupees to buy the arrows. See whether or not Darkwing decides to do is consider the tricorder, where he blows the recorder while waiting for the statue to free up. And there's the pause. And there is the whirlwind, and that helps reduce the lag for the shopkeep. It reduces a lag waiting for the Armos, and it also reduces a whistle blow you have to do coming out of level 6.
Yeah, it's a very swag move, and it is a little bit of a time saver. So, yep, very nice move on Darkwing Duck's part right there. He's just purchased the wooden arrows, which you need in order to defeat the Goma that resides in level 6, which we'll be doing a little bit later on.
But first, heading up to level 7, and Crystal Saber done with level 1. So now the paths converge, and at this point, Darkwing Duck's probably got about a 45-second lead, if I'm looking correct. And no, Crystal Saber is going to Whirlwind. He is not heading to the Forgotten Spot. He is going to go back to 4 and then do the shopping trip that way. So he's going to keep the count the way it is by whistling back in the left and right. There we go. And he misses the screen scroll, which is going to maybe affect his spawns for level 7.
Yeah, And those spawns in level 7 are very crucial, specifically in a reverse C room that's probably not as famous as the one you're going to see in level 9, but it still has posed a few problems to our contestants during the tournament.
And there's the tricorder blow there for Crystal Saber to get the shopkeep open. But no, Crystal Saber's level 7. His complete spawns are going to be affected. Don't forget, Crystal Saber also has to get the red candle.
That is correct, because he does not have the blue candle that he did not have enough rupees to purchase. Now, he's going to go ahead and purchase these wooden arrows, but yeah, he's got to get the red candle out of level 7. For those of you who do not know, the blue candle, you can fire it on the screen just once. If you want to use it again, you got to go to a different screen. The red candle, you can fire it as many times as you want with the maximum of 2 shots on the screen at the same time.
Great move there by Crystal Saber, buying the bombs there while he was at the shop as well. Knowing where he stood as far as the bombs going into 7, you don't want to have to deal with the penalty box or any extra rooms, having to deal with these gorillas, as Darkwing Duck just made that look easy, just getting by those guys.
Boy, Darkwing Duck's got about 90 seconds on Crystal Saber right now, so that may seem like this race might be over, but all it takes is a death on Darkwing Duck's end. Saber's back in this race. It's still anybody's game, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, though. I mean, it does take a death, but we're talking about 2 fantastic competitors where a death is not something you would normally see from these caliber of runners.
Well, no, absolutely not. Darkwing Duck and Crystal Saber, 2 of the more better combat contestants.
No.
Oh, no! A troll Dig Dogger.
Hit twice by the Dig Dogger.
Oh, that is ugly. He loses 4 hearts because of that, and health potentially could be a factor for Saber.
Well, here's the biggest thing about this. You see how many hearts the Darkwing Duck has right now? He has all but 1. His fill-up is going to be very minimal compared to what Crystal Saber's going to have to put up with if he doesn't get a fairy drop.
Right you are. That was a pretty good level 7 by Darkwing Duck. He's out of there in 19 minutes and 43. Wow.
Down to 4 hearts. So right now, Crystal Saber would love to get a fairy drop from the Dig Dagger coming up.
Absolutely. Saber going to pick up this red candle. Darkwing Duck going to do the screen scroll. Nice job. En route to the magical sword, which is going to quadruple the attack power that these runners are going to have. 4 hit points of damage every time you stab something with that magical sword. You need at least 12 hearts in order to pick it up.
And Crystal Saber picking up the red candle, now making his way over to Dig Dogger, just wanting to be careful because he doesn't want to take too much damage from these gorillas at this stage. And there's where the pause strats come into handy, because 2.5 hearts going up against Dig Dogger, probably not the best thing you want to do.
Not at all. So with 2 bombs is the optimal way to kill the Dig Dogger. He is going to hope and pray that he gets a fairy drop out of this. Let's find out what he gets. He does get a fairy drop. That's
nice. Very beneficial. That's going to help save some of his fill-up. And one thing I do want to point out here is we mentioned this during the early part of this race. Winner, they're guaranteed in the brackets. The loser will be in a wild card position. We'll see how it goes. At the end here, 157 is the difference, and we do see the effects here in the spawns by getting the red candle, and a beautiful belfry for Darkwing Duck.
And Darkwing Duck, he also got a candy bomb drop from a orange Wizrobe right there earlier, so he's sitting in a good spot bomb-wise. He probably could use a couple more bombs, but he's in pretty good shape at this point.
Why can't I ever get fairies in this room when I keep getting hit by them? He gets a fairy drop and he lost no health.
I have no idea. It's just the way the game goes sometimes. You're gonna go through it, you lose almost all of your hearts, and you get no fairy drop. It's just like blue dart nuts. They're in the health drop group. You get bopped by them 3 or 4 drop times, you kill them, they give you nothing.
Well, let's see how things go. And that is a nice another bomb drop there for Darkwing Duck. He'll have them for this room in case he needs it. You're not going to likely see him use them unless he gets bodied by that bubble a lot. As you can see, he's taking care of everything he needs to. May resort to it. No, he's just going to be patient here.
Yep, he's going to keep that beam sword as long as possible. That will give him a no refill right there. So that was a pretty good magical breakfast room right there by Darkwing.
You notice what he did. He was patient in that room. He decided, okay, I don't have my beam sword. I'm not going to be super aggressive, because if you become aggressive, those Wizrobes are going to have you for breakfast. And he was patient. Therefore, he took no damage at all
That is tough to do. This has been quite the level 6 for Darkwing Duck. He is still not taking any damage. Let's see if he can get the one shot, one kill on Goma. Yeah.
Yeah, going straight down, which is beautiful to see out of Goma here. As he gets ready to head on over towards level 8, we see Crystal Saber heading into level 6.
Yeah, we were talking about the Wizrobes here. The orange Wizrobes are the easier ones to handle, but they do more damage. If you get hit by their beams, you lose 4 hearts as opposed to 2 beams for the blue Wizrobes.
So Darkwing Duck heading over towards level 8 has the flute only once because he did the tricorder, and Crystal Saber through the Belfry with beam swords.
That was an excellent Belfry room there by Saber. Let's see how he does in the first magical breakfast room right here. He gets a fairy drop too, because why not?
Yeah, he gets the fairy drop from the 16 on the consecutive counter right there from the red Wizrobe. Kind of just not how you plan it, but it happens that way. Let's see how Darkwing Duck does in what we call Blue Lagoon 1.
Yeah, we call it the Blue Lagoon because the screens lag so much because you have a bunch of blue dart nuts and you have these Beamos church statues that are shooting these fireballs at you that cause the screen to lag. And you see this not once but twice. The first room has 5 sets of blue dart nuts. The second room has 6 sets.
You know, just because the runner's in the Blue Lagoon doesn't mean you have to go lagging on your commentary too, my friend.
That is... Okay, good point there, Rick. So... here's the second Blue Lagoon room for
beautiful
Darkwing.
Magical Breakfast 2 for Crystal Saber.
He is playing this level 6 extremely well. He has still got all of his hearts as well. So both of these runners have played level 6 the way you ought to play level 6. Well done.
Yeah, both of these runners showing off how exactly you're supposed to pull this off. Unfortunately, Darkwing does get hit by a Gibdo, loses 2 hearts, which will affect his flip here in level 8. But right now, Darkwing Duck's in the driver's seat as far as this race is concerned, and it would take something catastrophic in order for Crystal Saber in order to take this one away at this point. As Darkwing Duck, based on his timer, we can throw out the possibility of him setting another race world record, because at this point, sub 30 is going to be very difficult. He needs a 5-11 level 9 if he's going to do it.
I mean, it's definitely in the realm of possibility for Darkwing, but yeah, in a race situation, that is probably unlikely because you're going to take a few things more safer than you normally would on a PB attempt. And Saber, by the way, also had no refill in level 6, so pretty much carbon copies of level 6 for both of our runners.
And we're not going to see either of these runners go for a potion at this point. They're just going to go straight to 9. Darkwing Duck says no to the potion. He doesn't need it. And Crystal Saber, knowing if he's watching the restream, he's behind, so he knows that getting a potion would not help him out one bit.
No, not at all. I mean, the only way a potion would help Saber at this point is if he wants to lower his average race time, because if he doesn't take a potion, he of course is taking a risk, because again, you take that death. Now, not only do you go back to the start of level 9, you start with just 3 hearts, and that is really tough with everything that you're going to be finding here coming up in level 9.
You notice what right now what Crystal Saber ended up doing with that first Blue Lagoon? He was letting the fireballs hit him. Why? Because they do half a heart damage as opposed to those blue dark nuts that do 2.
That is correct, and that is very good stretching. He gets another bomb drop, this Darkwing Duck. Man, the rich are getting richer here in this race.
That's knowing where your counts are. That is knowing where your counts are. And that's exactly what the top runners do. They know where their counts are. They know what they need to do to get the force drops.
Absolutely, because none of those enemies that you saw in that room are in the bomb dropping group. So yeah, Darkwing Duck forcing that 10 count. He's been doing it all night. He has been playing a pretty solid race.
You notice he's taking that room a little easier because he does not want to lose this race, because seeding is important. Seeding is based on your record. Your 5s get seeded first, your 4s get seeded second, then your wild cards.
Judging by the standings right now, considering how fast Darkwing Duck has been playing, he is in position to perhaps capture the number 3 spot in the bracket stages.
And that would give you a much easier setup, plus would get you a bye in the first round of this. And it's going to be a double elimination tournament coming up in the brackets. Saber done with level 8, Darkwing Duck done with the next room, heading over towards Patra 2.
Yes, indeed. Good old Patra, which likes to be a very massive troll, and another forced bomb drop by Darkwing. Man, he has been playing lights out in this race.
And again, that just shows you again the best runners knowing where they are in the counts, and that's a Patra 2 almost got him a perfect skip, but takes a bop just before going into the staircase.
Still has plenty of health, so Darkwing Duck, he's going to have plenty of bombs. I believe he's going to have 5 bombs for reverse E, because you need 2 for the escape.
Yeah, unfortunately, the 2 red Wizrobes spawned at the top of the reverse C area, so he could not take care of them fast. So this may not be a fast reverse C, but this is still a pretty solid reverse C here for Darkwing Duck. So unfortunately, it does not look like we're going to see a Darkwing Duck sub 30 here as he grabs the silver arrows at 28.08.
That amazing though that he's been getting everything to line up though. I mean, yes, it's not going to be a race PB by any stretch, but it's another solid run for Darkwing.
And there's the case there. Crystal Saber trying to get Izal to bomb when he laid down that first bomb. It went to the left. He only got the likes out of that bomb, so he had to lay down another bomb because he knew he was at 9 on the count at that point.
Absolutely. That's why he's up to 7 bombs, so he's in good shape with his bomb count. Darkwing Duck just has to get through a couple of these pancake rooms, and then he's going to bomb to the left and take down one more required set of Wizrobes.
And again, Darkwing Duck is playing it safe. Again, he does not want to push too aggressively. He knows at this point that he just wants to win this race. There's a nice beneficial clock, but he's not even going to grab that clock. He doesn't need that clock.
No, Darkwing Duck has been playing so good tonight. Who needs a clock drop anyways?
And Crystal Saber getting around Patra 1, and Darkwing Duck getting ready to go deal with Patra 3.
Yep, Patra 3, 2 hearts of damage every time he gets bopped, which could potentially have some kind of implications if that does happen to Darkwing, because you get to the Ganon fight coming up in just a little bit. You take a high roll driver, you're losing 4 hearts. I don't think we're going to see that happen on either runner's side, but that is a possibility.
Again, if Darkwing's watching the restream, which he has every right to be able to do so, he knows where he is in this race. He's going to take this easy. That's a very solid Patra 3. Here comes the Ganon fight. Will he get a stun lock on him? We'll see in just a moment. Saber tries to do the Patra 2 skip.
We're looking for 4 hits to take down the beast. Does not get the good
bottom right. And he goes left. There we go. Darkwing Duck is done. So it's not a sub 30, but Darkwing Duck posts a very, very solid time. And he'll stop the timer at 30.08. Officially would be what he would stop his timer as. Official SRL time?
30 minutes and 12 seconds. Another really solid run by Darkwing Duck. That's going to clinch the number 3 seed for him. Let's see those GGs for Darkwing Duck. Tell you what, Rick, if Crystal Saber continues the pace that he's on right now, he's probably looking at about a 32, high 32, low 33 pace right now. He could sneak into this tournament as well with that average time.
And we welcome in Darkwing Duck to the conversation. Congratulations on your race win. Tell us about your your thoughts throughout the entire run.
First of all, am I on? Okay, I've had problems with mic mode, so I'm gonna make sure I'm heard.
We can
Everything
hear
good?
you.
All right, good. That was a pretty, I don't want to say bland run, but pretty uneventful. Came in with the idea, you know, I had to beat my average time because I was tied. No, I was pretty close to tied or something. Even if I lost.
You and Drone were tied with 30-51,
yeah.
So this is going to put you ahead of Drone. So if my memory is correct, if looking at these statistics, Darkwing, that's going to put you in the number 3 seed for the bracket stages.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I have the, yeah, that's kind of was the goal. It's like, yeah, I can get 3rd. Let's get 3rd.
Yeah, you got guaranteed 3 street at this point based on my calculations, so congratulations on that. Were you keeping an eye on where Saber was in his run?
I saw he did 100 secrets. I saw he was getting the magic sword when I was entering 8, somewhere around in that range. So, you know, I figured I didn't look as hard as I usually do.
Yeah, he ended up doing 3-4-2 because he didn't have a bomb coming out of 4.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he got troll handle much like you did. Unfortunately for Saber, he did not get a bomb drop because before he took down the last segment of Manhandla, he took a hit, so he did not get that bomb drop.
Yeah, pattern I got is a very common pattern where you end up with the 2. I put the second one down and he acted in a way I kind of expected. So at that point, you can either wait to put him in, get him into a corner where he's coming out, and that's the best chance you hit him, or you can just drop bombs until you're out of him. So
And
I
Crystal
decided
Saber.
to.
Sorry
Go
to
ahead.
interrupt. Crystal Saber finishes off with Ganon, and he'll finish with a time of 32:52.
And in spite of all the early troubles that Crystal Saber is, that is actually a tournament PB for him. So get your GGs out for Crystal Saber, and I believe that will put him in the bracket stages also.
Yeah, I noticed that his best was like 33, coming in like 33 flat, pretty close to it.
Yeah, 33.12 was his best. His race average was 34.52. He solidly has one of the wild cards set up for the bracket stages. So GG to Crystal Saber. He'll be joining us in just a moment.
Yeah, this was a very solid race for you, Darkwing. You set up your 10 counts very, very nicely throughout the entire run. I mean, level 9, you were playing it cool. You kept getting the bomb drops when you needed to, and just another solid run. For the entire tournament, you've been pretty darn solid, Darkwing.
Yeah, I had the really bad one against JSR. That was I had a worse time, but that was the worst race. I played so poorly. I had a bad mistake that caused me a death that got me the worst time. But that doesn't bother me as much as how I played last week. And I haven't even touched a game. That's the last time I played was last week, that race, and then this is the first one since. So the 10 counts were pretty easy to keep track of. Like the funny thing is, I wasn't sure of my 10 counts in after the Gleeok. I thought I was at 6, or no, I thought I was at 8, but apparently I was at 6 or 5 because I got a bomb off of that last Stalfos bombing up, and then I got a lucky 5. I miscounted. I got the 5 off of the Wallmaster, which I was hoping was a random 5, but Aquaminus didn't drop anything. It was kind of 50-50 whether or not I wanted to fight the levers or do 100 secret, 100 double 100, but at that point I don't think it mattered that much. I went with what was comfortable for me.
And you were lucky the Tech Tyson didn't want to bounce on you, as you were able to get the 5 drop in the rocks before you got your candle.
Yeah, that was annoying. Because that's what cost me 45 seconds in the one I got a 32 on. Because I hit one up in the rocks and I couldn't get to it, so I had to go searching around. But this one, he went to the. I was pretty safe where I was at. I had a good control of what was around me, and I was a little bit concerned about hitting the one to the left of me. It's like, do I have to clip in to get it? But I was able to grab it, and at that point, just move on.
That allowed you to get your candle. Also, welcome in Crystal Saber to the conversation. GG.
GG, Darkwing.
You do? You got a tournament PB, so that's good.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, very solid run for you, Saver. I know you had a little bit of issues early because Troll Handler decided to be Troll Handler in level 3, so you did not get that bomb drop. So that put you in a bomb deficit early on in level 4, and so rather than take the route that you normally take, go to level 1 next, because you didn't have any bombs for it, you went ahead on the fly, went to level 2 next, picked up everything along the way, and you still turned in a pretty respectable time.
Thanks. After level 3 and the whole bomb deficit, it seemed like the rest of the run was a whole bunch of find another bomb, which nobody ever wanted to drop one for me.
I know. Actually, speaking of the run, I want to give both of you guys credit for your level 6s. Both of you came out of level 6 with 0 refill. That was amazing. Both of you played level 6 immaculately tonight.
Nice.
Well, according to my count, it's slow, but that's fine for a race setting. I mean, giving me a good shot at 8, I guess. Yeah, it's not. If you're playing it safe, unless I mean, you can easily get hit in the by Keese. It's so infuriating that it's not that hard, but it is hard to not get hit by him. So, that has. My mind's gone blank. That has fireball statues in it too, doesn't it? Or is it just traps? I don't even know anymore.
It's traps. Fireballs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of you guys not getting hit a single time in that level 6. So it was a great run for both of you guys through there. And Saber, you were playing it easy through level 4. You didn't want to use up either of your bombs to have an issue through the remainder of that level 4.
Yeah, I didn't. I was trying to figure out when I can actually either get bopped or, force the 5 rupee and then start to count from there. But usually I go get the ladder and then maybe I'd kill some keys and then the gels along the way, bomb of iron, I'd get my bomb. But I don't know, it's Darkwing. You just got to keep going. It's kind of hard to stop. Like, I knew I was gonna lose, but I want to at least try to get close. Which in my mind, I guess I didn't. But it is what it is.
I do have to ask you one thing, Crystal Saber. What would you like to say to that Zal that juked you when you tried to get your 10 bomb in level 9?
I don't recall. I got the bomb in level 9.
Yeah, but you first had that first laid down bomb that hit the 2 likes. The Zal went left.
Right. Yeah, usually that Zol goes down. I'd never seen him up there before like that. So that was kind of weird. It didn't bother me too much because I knew I was still gonna have more bombs than I should. So that, like, as long as I know that, I'm good to go.
So both of you guys will be moving on to the brackets. As we mentioned before, Darkwing Duck will be one of your top 4 seeds. We've got him marked as number 3 for the upcoming bracket stage. Crystal Saber, you pretty much are guaranteed a wild card spot. What are both of your thoughts as we head into the bracket stage of this tournament?
Get me lax so I can lose.
Don't forget it's a double elimination.
Okay. Then best of luck to all players.
What's the structure like? I don't even I know it's double elimination, but how's it going to set up? I don't even know.
What is it? How many runners are in the brackets? Was it 24, 32?
I believe 24 was the number I heard.
24? How many were in? 60? Okay, that's right. Yeah, 24 sounds right. So is it going to be 8 and 8 with play-ins, or is it going to be buys? Because there's several ways to set up a group of 24.
Saber, JSR just answered in chat. It's going to be 24 going into the brackets. Top 8 get buys.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 8 and 8 with 16 to play in. Okay. You could do like 12 get buys and then have, 8 play in? Yeah, you could do that too, but. All right.
And that bracket will be unveiled after the 10 o'clock pair of races coming up.
That's right. Our Switch rounds are coming to a close here tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central on Speed Gaming 2. We've got AMO 22 and Southern Pretzel and Silverfire and Dig Shake. So a doubleheader, 2 races at once at the same time, 10 Eastern on Speed Gaming 2. It should be exciting.
And those will be the last 2 Swiss stage races. Stay tuned. This tournament's about to heat up.
Absolutely. So I have no other questions. You have any other questions for our runners tonight, Rick?
No, I don't have anything unless Darkwing or Crystal Saber want to add anything of their own.
Just thanks for the commentary and restream, guys.
Yep, I don't have a whole lot tonight.
All right, Darkwing Duck SDA and Crystal Saber, thank you guys for racing, and congratulations, Darkwing Duck, and good luck to both of you guys in the brackets.
Thanks.
Go.
All right, that's going to do it for us here. Special thanks to Gary and Old Wolf for the restream. I'm going to let you take us on out of here. I'm Adirondack Rick. Lost Cards fans, send us on out of here, please.
All right, thank you very much. On behalf of our 2 runners, make sure you give them a follow, Darkwing Duck and Crystal Saver. And make sure you give my commentator partner, Adirondack Rick, a follow, as well as our restreamer, Gary and Old Wolf. This is LOZ Cards Fan 23 signing off. Have yourselves a good night. We will see you again next time. So long, everybody.